Hi, my name is Claudia Martinez.
Do you consider yourself to know a little bit about radio?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah?
As I touch the microphone.
So let me ask you some questions. When you're in the car, do you listen to the radio or do you use a streaming service?
No, I use the radio. I don't, because it's annoying to have to switch songs on your phone all the time.
Okay, I understand that. So do you think the radio is going to stay around?
I don't know. I don't really, for a while, yeah, but maybe not forever.
Why do you think it might go away?
Just because I don't know anyone else who listens to the radio, to be honest. Everyone just listens to Spotify.
Hi, my name is Kayla Cook.
When you're in the car, do you listen to streaming services or the radio?
I normally listen to streaming services.
Why is that?
I just think that the radio tends to play a lot of the same songs over and over, and it's easier to find exactly what song you want to play with no commercials on streaming services.
So if radio played a more variety of songs, change their format to commercials, would you be more willing to listen to the radio?
Definitely, yeah.
Do you think the radio will be around forever, or do you think streaming services is going to take over and dissolve it?
No, I think it'll definitely be around forever. I think that since there's different forms of it and it has talk shows that interview celebrities, it does offer more than a streaming service would.
You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Peyton Wagner.
Peyton Wagner, do you listen to radio or streaming services? In the car.
Radio.
How do you feel about streaming services?
It's good. I like it. There's a lot of options, but radio is just easier for me.
Why is radio easier?
Less work. I just have to press the on button and it's right there.
Do you have any issues with radio though? Does anything about it frustrate you?
The commercials and the fact that they play the same song over and over again.
So do you think if radio changed their format and switched up their songs, you'd be happier?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think radio's here forever?
No.
Why not?
It's a dying medium.
Why do you say that?
Because not many people listen to it anymore.
You don't think there's a need for it?
A little bit, but I feel like eventually it'll just kind of die off.
When you're in the car, do you listen to radio or streaming services?
Usually stream because my car radio, believe it or not, and ironically enough, does not work properly.
So if your car radio did work, would you still listen to streaming services or radio?
It depends on really what's going on. If I'm really in a very specific mood, which is about 90% of the time, I probably would bring my streaming with me, but you can't really replace radio. It's just something that especially if you like a good radio station where you can just kind of bring to light certain things that would not normally exist otherwise.
So you think radio will last forever?
I don't know if it necessarily will last forever. I think that it will exist in one way, shape, or form. I think that the concept of people talking, people engaging audibly instead of just visually is always going to be a thing. Whether or not it will be broadcast radio as opposed to something along the lines of a podcast remains to be seen. But I think radio right now is in a good position and will continue to get better along the years.
Hi, I am Jason Mitchell.
All right, Jason, I have a couple questions for you. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Do you listen to the radio or streaming services in the car?
I listen to both. I don't really have a preference.
Why do you find yourself switching to streaming services? And what streaming service do you use?
I use Pandora and Spotify, and I use streaming services because it gives me a wider variety of music, and sometimes it's easier to choose what songs I want to listen to.
Do you think radio will last?
Yeah, for sure. Radio brings new music to people easier than streaming services do.
Do you think radio serves any other big purposes?
It ties the community together, in my opinion.
Hi, I'm Skylar.
When you're in the car, do you listen to radio or streaming services?
Streaming services.
Why is that?
Because there's less commercials. The music is stuff that I want to listen to. I can choose what I want, and I don't listen to people talking. I don't like people giving interviews. I just want to hear the music.
So you don't really want to listen to radio even if they change their format, play different music? You don't like the personality that comes along with listening to the radio?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think radio will be forever, or do you think it's going to lose out to streaming services?
I think it's going to lose out.
Why?
Because in streaming services, you get to choose what you want to play. There's less commercials, which is all nice, as well as if you do want to hear people talking or giving interviews or anything like that, there's always podcast culture, which is also free and is separate from it.
When you're in the car, do you listen to the radio or streaming service?
I listen to podcasts.
Podcasts?
Yep.
So how do you listen to them?
I use my podcast app on my iPhone, and I download those every week.
So is that Bluetooth or like?
Bluetooth.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Do you ever listen to the radio?
No, it's boring.
Why is it boring?
I don't want to listen to the same 40 songs on loop every time. So I'd rather listen to like Freakonomics or I don't know, some joke podcast, something that stimulates my mind a little bit more than the same 40 songs over and over and over.
So if you were listening to the radio, you'd listen more to like a talk show than you would like a DJ playing songs.
Yeah, except that most of the talk shows are like crazy people.
So there's nothing that really is your like style or what your interests are.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? With
Yeah.
radio?
So podcasts pretty much like fulfill that for me. I know exactly what I'm going to get into and listen to. So.
Do you think the radio will last?
I mean, people still listen to records.
That's true.
And they're going to keep doing that. So yeah, I think it'll last, but not like it used to.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
Do you listen to radio or streaming services when you're in the car?
Streaming services.
Why is that?
I generally don't like half the music they play on the radio. It's generally a lot of the same songs, so I like to play my own music with my own playlists.
So if the radio changed it up and played different music, would you be more ready to listen to the radio?
Most likely.
Do you think radio is forever, or do you think it's going to go away due to streaming services?
I think radio will always be forever.
Why do you think that?
I think radio will be forever because it just brings a sense of community and just brings out music and information to the public.
When you're in the car, do you listen to the radio or streaming services?
Radio.
Why is that?
Just always grew up listening to the radio, so it's just my go-to.
Do you use a streaming service at all?
I used to, not anymore.
Is there a reason why you don't use it anymore?
No reason.
Right. So do you think radio will last?
Yes.
Why is that?
I think a lot of people listen to it, and for marketing, people are always interested in commercials, I think. I don't know.
So you don't think the commercials harm it, though? Like hurt people listening?
No.
No? You think they're
I mean,
beneficial?
I like it because it gives you information. You learn stuff.
So the commercials never annoy you?
Sometimes. Sometimes they're a little too long.
Yeah. So you think if they shortened it, more people would be happy?
Yes.